recording is starting. Hello, friends, and welcome to Spike and Spike, the podcast where we kind of almost sort of talk about Tag Pro sometimes.
You know what's funny? I don't even think I pay attention to this podcast, and I'm in it.
I know,
I don't know
right?
what I'm doing.
But it's content,
Realistically,
content be contentin'.
content be content. I mean, if only Balanka did a podcast, it's so much better.
True.
Like at least make
What
tier
if
lists or something.
Bald Eagle and Rig and Capuke did a
Dude,
podcast and
that I
Amy
don't
helped
know.
out with them?
I don't know. I don't think it would go anywhere. Realistically, what would it even be called? Like Hammer Bros, or would it be? I don't know. Some stupid name, but well, we will. If they ever make one, we'll find out how well they do there. But now you've got us with the charisma of a wet blanket.
Indeed. All of that charisma that you could fit into a wet blanket. Anyway, to make up for our charisma, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we've got some games to go through. Scores and more.
Yes.
Tab week 5 novice. First game, RSP versus LBT. LBT with the A-Dog pickup, obviously very good. Responsibles though vastly improved with that. Who'd they get? Like Ramos. Yeah, they are significantly improved. Not amazing, but significantly improved. They managed to play LBT very close. 2 games going into overtime. They did lose both of them, and only one game getting really out of hand. That being game 3. However, they still could not manage to avoid getting swept. So they have 1 week where they didn't get swept. That week they won, I think, a single game. So yeah, not a great week for them. LBT continued to look strong. A-Dog is good, in case you were wondering.
I mean, if anything, this matchup, this series, kind of tempers my expectations for LBT, rather than gives me hope for RSP, because LBT just didn't really do that well, I guess. In that 1-0 overtime game, they won Pops 23-7. 23-7 in Pops, but it went into overtime. It's wild. I don't know what's the issue there, but they needed A-Dog to cap in overtime as well. I don't know what to think about this team, but I don't really think A-Dog is the savior or the league breaker that everyone thinks he is, or at least
he's
Zero
very
thinks he
solid.
is.
He makes it a complete team. And I don't think he's league breaking. I think he's very good. A top tier novice player, but yeah. I mean, looking at that game, they definitely outplayed the other team. I don't know exactly what happened to make it so that they didn't, win by more. All the stats are there. They've got several minutes of hold, but yeah, overall, hopefully a confidence booster for RSP if nothing else. And we'll see how they do this coming week and next week.
Interesting. JKXS was alone for LBT, I think. He played the first game, and he played 16 seconds of the second game before A-Dog showed up. Lineup issues, lineup availability could be an interesting thing to see in the playoffs.
Yeah. Alright, so then our next game we've got Harlami versus LST. In our episode that nobody heard last week because of technical issues, I believe you
What?
predicted LST to go big and win all of the games.
You know
Um,
what?
and that did not quite happen. LST got off to a strong start, winning first game 3-0, and then lost not like out of hand, but definitely solidly the remaining games. They played reasonably well, but HGP just in control after that first game. I mean,
I'll say this.
I'm not
I'll.
surprised. HGP is establishing themselves as the top team, the team to beat, and this win really helps their case for that.
Yeah, I'm just. It looked close. I mean, games 4 and 5,
Yeah,
LST had better team stats if you look at them,
yeah.
but it's just that Harlami got like way more pups and was able to at
Yeah,
least
I
maybe
do think
prevent
LST
stuff.
probably able to rotate a little bit more. Um, I know HDP does do their rotation when they can, but
Mhm.
I think that LST has more players active to rotate. Probably didn't help them in
Interestingly,
this situation, but
Robiny,
yeah,
Robiny missing again this week, did not play. Oh wait, no, he was streaming. That's because he was streaming my. Oh, no, he wasn't streaming my game. So this week I don't know why he wasn't here. Um, Realistically, Harlami maybe has paid Robiny to not show up,
I
but
mean Robney's been very clear that if he feels like he's hurting a team, he's not going to show up. But
still
yeah.
played for BCC. I don't know what you want me to think.
I think that that's just a statement that Rick G is that much of a better captain than Jarvis and Prime. That
Jarvis, and,
he is able to make sure that Robiny is helping his team, and Jarvis and Prime just can't do that. They're not good enough captains to do that.
imagine bidding on a
Definitely,
free agent and not
yeah,
playing him.
true.
They bid for him,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't show up. And the
Speaking of
one week he
captains,
shows up, he streams.
who bid on a free agent, we've got Mr. Morel and the Nubsteppers versus Rude Scrimitars.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was a rough week for MNS.
You know what?
They lost
I
four out of
no,
five.
no, no,
There were
no.
two. There was one win and another close game in there. Uh, but Rune just the better team this past week. I will say Ballsack 123 is cracked. I'm Radical also cracked. Colmo is starting to find his form on O. And Redcoat's been playing solidly when he's there.
Yeah, I mean, score wise, it looks bad, but realistically, I feel like the first 3 games we kept it close for a majority of that series. Game one was 2-2 until the last 2.5 minutes. Game one was 2-2 for the majority of the half. Game two, we actually won. Game three, we were up 6-4, and then we gave up 3 caps. Lost 6-7. And after that, I feel like that just set the entire train derailing. But I'm really happy with that, with like how we performed. It's just the sloppiness that can maybe Borges could have helped clean up if he was there, or if I was like actually a good captain and taught them things, they would
Yeah.
be able to clean up on them better.
Yeah,
But
not having
I
Borges
can,
definitely a big factor for you guys.
but I can like fix sloppiness because mechanics wise they're good. They're keeping up with this team. Just that sometimes they slip, and I can fix that. I
Yeah,
can't like I'm happy with that because they're messing up, not because they're not good enough. If you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like at their best, this team even without Borges did well against the team against Rune. At the same time, you have to give credit to Rune for taking care of the opponent that was in front of him and getting 4 wins against a team that looked pretty strong in the first couple of weeks of the season. So fair play to them. Balsec is incredibly correct. He will always be a Jack in the Blocks player though because they drafted him for NFTL, and obviously that counts. That's a legitimate league. I will accept that now.
Yep.
So, of course, neutral flag is always legitimate. I have never said anything
Yep.
otherwise.
It's definitely legitimate. I've got my trophy there.
Yeah, me too. I got a trophy. It's great.
All right. Moving on to our final game from this past week, we had my team, the Pokeballs, versus the Knights of the Round Tile. Knights of the Round Tile, one Poet, why did you let them get Ducky? Why did you let that happen? You should not have let that happen. They're
Realistically, you should be blaming me for that. But
they
fair enough.
both of you let them get Ducky. Either way, they were already a pretty good team. Sweaty Pete has been living up to his 80 some tag coin
Jesus
bid.
Christ.
But now with Ducky to anchor them on defense, it's just like they've elevated themselves into that definite Booper contender tier.
Bro.
We
He has 4 minutes and 18 seconds of hole in the first game.
we kept
The second game, sorry.
the first game we just completely fell apart. We didn't have our best lineup in. We hadn't warmed up a ton, and it showed a lot. The middle 3 games we played pretty well. We just couldn't finish. We couldn't get those small things in the end, and they took full advantage and won those games. But they were good close games. And then the last game, I left and we fell apart, and that's the clearly the only explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, every game that I was in, our offense scored 3 caps, and that's consistency.
Yes,
Then the
yes,
one
yes.
game
Of
I'm
course,
not
yes.
in,
Yeah.
the one game I'm not in, we don't score a single cap. Only
You know,
explanation.
that is perfect.
That is perfect. I mean, I agree. If you need 4 caps, I mean, if you need 3 caps, you will get 3 caps with Smalley in. But if you need like 8 caps, you'll also get like 3 caps with Smalley
Yeah,
in. That is pretty
exactly.
much.
Smalley
That
will give
is
you
unique
3 caps.
consistency.
Every once in a while, I'll pop off and go for more, but usually I'm gonna give you that consistent 3 caps.
Yeah, yeah. And if you need more than 3 caps to win a game, then that's on you. Realistically, I mean, that's on the defense for not limiting the other team to less than 3 caps so you can win. So defense bad. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Very important note. I did pass up Nos on the cap leaderboard because Nos bad, and I accounted for 2/3 of our caps this past week, so that was fun. But yeah,
Bro, I think Hugh and Nas also have a cap bet, but Hugh's on defense, so Hugh's only 9 caps behind Nas.
play a mode
So,
the last 2 weeks.
I mean, I kind of want the top 3 seed.
Do ya?
Top four. I don't want to be fourth. Fourth is going to be bad. I think fourth is going to be another
Yeah,
destined
seeding
seed.
is overrated.
Yeah, I guess. But to be fair, the regular season is overrated for a novice,
True.
right?
Yeah,
At
I'm
this point,
curious. I'm very curious as to whether Harlami is gonna pick Responsibles or my team. You
you don't
know,
know. They might pick my team depending on how they do this week. You don't know.
they could, but they know that
If
they're
Jar-
playing. Aren't they playing you without Borgus, or is Borgus back this week?
Yep, they're playing without Burgess. No
Yeah,
Burgess.
so I don't think they're gonna put too much stock in that unless you guys play them really well, and then they're gonna be scared of you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of, let's move on to our week 6 novice predictions. So we do have that first game,
Mhm.
Harlami
Mhm.
versus Mr. Morale and the Nubsteppers.
Mhm.
Um, Given that you guys are missing Borges, and that Harlami has been playing really good teams like really well, I'm gonna take Harlami for the sweep. All 5 games. I think you can maybe take him into overtime on one. Um, Maybe pull one out, but I think they get the sweep here.
You know what? That's perfectly fair. I mean, realistically, I hope we can keep the games close enough where it warrants a positive spin on things. We might even take a game or two. Anything more than that is just surpassing my expectations because Harlami is like the number one team
Yeah,
this
I
season.
do want to be clear. This team is really good, and Jarvis and Prime get exactly none of the credit for that. Zero.
Oh, you're right. Who gets the
It's
credit then?
Whiskey Jack gets the credit, Circly gets the
That is true.
credit.
No. Don't give Circle the credit. No,
Just a little bit, just a little bit. It's mostly Whiskey Jack. He's carrying that team from the bottom
yeah,
up
yeah, yeah. We saw. Yeah, yes, very, very true. Without Whiskey Jack, this team falls apart. I think.
completely. All right, so then we've got Knights of the Round Tile versus Responsibles. New and improved Knights of the Round Tile versus new and slightly less bad Responsibles. I'm taking KRT for a sweep here as well. No offense to Responsibles. I hope that they manage to keep improving and pull a game or two out. But unless Sweaty Pete like falls asleep or something, I don't see it happening. He and Ducky are just too good.
Bro, Sweaty Pea has 1,000 more seconds of hold than second place.
Yeah,
How is that
he's
even?
he's
How?
been
How?
insane.
How? Well, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
That's actually wild. And he has 18 more caps than Spheroid in second place.
yeah, no. Sweaty Pete, absolutely dominant, worth every single one of those tag coins.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I thought he wasn't gonna show up this season. Guess I was wrong.
No, I think that was Stink, who I think hasn't shown up consistently. Maybe been to a game or two.
Uh,
I can check.
I probably should have went for him. Shit.
Probably. I mean, would you really have gone for that many
I think I
tag
did
coins though?
go up to like 50 and then I stopped. And then I was just watching the price go up to like what, 780 something? What was it, 70 something?
It was 80 something.
Yeah, it was a lot. I'm like,
Rosters is it on the rosters
I
tab.
don't know. Oh yeah, probably on the rosters tab. Let's see. See how much he went
Yeah,
for.
Sweaty Pete went for 79,
70. Okay, 79.
almost
Yeah.
80.
Really? I think that seems like somehow I feel like he's been worth that price.
You know, he has been solidly the best offender in novice. Like Borges has been playing almost as well. Borges with 2 weeks gone though. Scrapper is also in contention. Ghost by far the biggest overspend. He's not even here to defend himself on the podcast. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know
how
what
can you
people were
spend
thinking when it
64
goes.
tag coins on a player who's not even going to show up to the podcast, except when it ends up not
He
working?
created, by the way, let's just get this straight. He created the podcast with you, right? It was
Yeah,
firstly you two, right? Jesus Christ. I just think it's just it's a lack of professionalism. That's what it is, I
true.
think. Realistically. But he is Ghost is leading returns and prevent. Why is he good? He does this
I
every
know.
season.
For shame.
You get these really good stats and like they don't translate like any
Yeah.
actual success in
I
playoffs.
mean, well, I guess we haven't gotten to playoffs yet, so we'll see about that. They've had some regular season success though.
Well, playoff success is totally different, right? And Ghost didn't even make the playoffs last season. Last season he played.
Yeah. All right. So we've got Rune Scrimitars versus Pokeballs. Obviously Pokeball sweep here. Because ASAP bad,
Yeah, I would agree with that, but if I like, trying to be nice to you,
but
if
you're not.
I feel like Rune is solid, but not amazing, right? They're like that perfect second or third place team that if like they all click, they're really, really good. But most of the time, there's like some sort of lapses. Like my team without Borges were like in the game for like 3 of the games of the series, right? We had
Yeah.
leads, we did stuff. So your team should be able to like make a dent, especially if you get more than 3 caps and
Yeah.
a
I
half.
do think
I mean,
I think it should be a good series. Realistically, I do think that each team probably gets at least one big win in. What happens in the rest of it, who's to say? They are definitely favored, but I think we can pull off some wins.
I don't even
Alright.
know what the score I'm going to think of. I don't know, maybe 3-2 Rune. That's it. That's what I'm thinking. Whatever.
That's fair. Alright, so then finally we've got Land Before Timers versus Legends of the Split Temple.
Fun
I
matchup.
predict that Randy breaks Ghost's ankles and dominates, and LST wins 3.5 games to 1.5.
I think this is like the matchup of the week, right? These two teams are
It's on
fourth and
paper, it's
fifth.
definitely the closest matchup.
These teams like are pretty close in the standings. There are only 2 points separating them. They're on upward trajectories, in my opinion. Even though LST didn't do that great against Arlami, they still put up like a decent fight near the end of the series. That should be able to like gain some momentum. LBT coming off a sweep, but it was kind of a shaky sweep against Responsibles that didn't really inspire a lot of confidence when
Yeah,
it
I
came
do
to
think
like
this
how good
definitely
this lineup would be.
gets the game of the week. I think if Borges were here, then your matchup would be a lot more
Really
interesting.
fun, yeah, but unfortunately he's not. Again, never get married during a season. Kind of a golden
True.
rule there. But he seems to be having fun, and who am I to dictate when someone has fun?
True.
In my opinion, this I genuinely don't know. I feel like this is as even as you can get because each team has really strong pieces. You have Randy, and on the other side you have A-Dog. You have Ghost. On the other side you have the hell do they have? Shit. I don't even know the rosters. Give me a second.
Imagine not having the rosters pulled up.
No, I don't do that. Randy, Pass, Yumi, Corinth, Maxine, JK, and Kai. Kai hasn't played. Okay. The Corinth, Pass the flag, Randy. Interesting.
Yeah. Should be a good game. Definitely worth the watch if you can.
Yeah, I think LBT gets 3 games. You know what? I'll say LBT gets
Yeah.
4. Just for fun.
That's
But realistically, with Ghost there, they're gonna get swept. So I don't know.
true. All right. So now
Don't care.
we've got 2 segments left today.
Dude,
So first we've got our trivia, which I'm gonna make up right now
that's
on the
great.
spot.
Yep, that is the level of commitment we have to this podcast.
All right. So
No
in
more math
in
questions, please.
on okay, we'll wait until next week for more math questions.
Please, no, I don't want more math questions.
In Major League Tag Pro, if you
Uh,
there are 4 major stat categories, as with all Tag Pro capture the flag leagues. There are caps, hold, returns, and prevent. Uh, in order to get all 8 points of credit here, I need you to name the number 1 and number 20 player for each of those categories in Major League Tech Pro. So we'll start with captures. You gotta have the number 1 player in captures and the number
Dude, I'm
20
not gonna
player.
get a single fucking point. I didn't follow majors. I don't care about majors. I don't think majors cares about me, and I didn't GM a team, so I have no vested
I'll tell
interest
you
in
what.
watching anything.
I will let you use the information hub.
Oh, so like standings and whatnot.
You can look at the standings. You can look at the rosters.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think I have an idea for caps. Who the hell's on this roster? Uh, Holden Gate. Who's on Holden Gate? All right. I'm gonna say into someday number 1 caps.
And then what's your guess for number 20?
It's just stupid idea. Guess what? How many players are on this fucking in this fucking league? 4 times 8, 32. So it's gonna be a defender. It's gonna be a defender. How am I gonna tell which defender gets caps? Fly Molo.
So they're the cap leader.
Be Fender, isn't it?
It's Fender. In the
I'm gonna
Someday
kill
is number
myself.
2
I'm gonna
by
kill
one
myself.
cap,
I'm gonna
58 to
kill myself. I'm
57.
gonna kill myself.
Oh,
Wait, hold the hell up. How the hell is
Fender is one cap ahead of
and
In the Someday.
I'm such an idiot. Fender was talking about it and he was bragging that he had a cap lead on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like I saw Holden Gate with the 153 caps for, and I'm thinking there's no way it's like evenly spread out.
And then
All
in
right, who's
the
20?
20 spot, it is actually it is a tie at 19 caps apiece between defensive partners Alpha Churro and ASAP.
You know what? I probably should have guessed ASAP.
You
Realistically. Wait,
probably
how?
should have.
Wait, this Fly? What's Fly's thing?
Um,
Where's Fly on the fucking thing?
Fly has 7 caps
Oh my
in
god.
250
Wasn't
minutes.
even
Fly is
close.
committed to defense.
I should have. Okay, next.
Next, Hold.
Oh no, dude. It, I'm so tempted to say Fender, but I don't know if it's Fender because I don't remember him talking about Hold that much. Who the hell would it be? But, I think Hold per minute was Corbe. He showed up late. Did Ball Don't Lie? Is Ball Don't Lie even playing D? I mean O? I don't know what position he plays.
Yeah, I think Fender would get Hold. Fender number 1 Hold, and defense. I'm gonna say ASAP.
So
That's 20 is going to say ASAP. Don't tell me someday. Don't tell me someday.
Fender is number 2.
Don't tell me
Someday
someday
is
is
number
one.
4.
Thank God. Who the hell
Uh,
is it?
my main man Dope, or my main guy, my main they them Dope is number 1.
You know what?
Um,
Fuck off.
by like 500 seconds. Absolutely dominant performances.
Oh, that makes sense. You guys are literally have like second worst caps for, so I guess all those
Um,
hold was because you couldn't fucking cap. I
very,
bet.
very good holding. But
Can't
yeah.
cap, can you?
And then ASAP is 19th in hold.
I hate this game. 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 Who's
Number
20th?
20 goes
Tell me.
to Neb.
You know what? This game sucks. This game's such a stupid game. This
It
is
is a
no.
stupid
This
game, but we need you to lose in trivia somehow, right?
you're just giving me more math questions at that point.
All right. Return leaders.
I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I genuinely
clearly.
don't care. I genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. I'm gonna say because caps against, but that's more prevent. Returns. I remember Fly Molo and like Homie being like 1 and 2 in returns, and then they screwed up against I think it was against Holden Gate. No, it was against I think they screwed up against Holden Gate, I think. Harlem. Oh yeah, Harlem. They screwed up against Harlem. Destroyed them. But looking at these games, it kind of looks like it could be someone on HCW. So I'm going to guess. It's not Sai. This is Exile. Don't tell me it's Xile. I'd like to say Xile, but who the fuck plays O? Who the fuck plays D? I'm gonna say Xile.
And then
No,
number
no, I'm
20.
gonna say fucking no. Number 1, I'm
Okay.
gonna say. Oh no, shut up. So fucking stupid. Golden Gate 82, but your guy is 108. No, I think Exile for returns. Number 1 and number 20. Stupid thing is there could be pickups here that I don't know about. If I had to maybe think, maybe Jazz. I'm gonna say Jazz. No, Jazz is D or O. No, she's O. I'm gonna say Aaron. I'm gonna say Aaron
Okay.
for 20th.
So number 1 is Peach It. aka Lovesick.
Your shitty team? That makes no sense. How do you have the hold and return leader and you're still 7th?
Because
Shitty.
we have the most overtime losses of any team.
You're
Um,
5.
yeah,
Responsible is 4 and then 3rd place.
switch those to OT wins and we're in.
Sure, Responsible is 4 OT losses. They're still 3rd.
Yeah. Anyway, and then 20th is 2P1S.
Fuck. Okay, what about so where was Aaron?
Aaron is 14.
And Zyle?
9.
Okay, I'm way off. What was Dad top 5?
Dad is 6.
Okay, then I was off anyway. I had no clue.
Alright,
Alright.
and then finally Prevent.
Such a stupid thing. Prevent. It's gotta be Dad or Exile here. They literally had the least amount of caps let up. There's no shot they're that bad. Then like they don't. I'm gonna say Dad. I'm gonna say Exile for Prevent. I think he did what's good at Prevent. And then 20th, I'll go with Grumpy. I don't know. Go Grumpy.
Okay, so number 1
Stupid. It's fucking.
is Homie,
What?
followed by number 2 ASAP.
What? Not even close.
Exile is 6th, down by about 1,000, and
Teams
then
ASAP
and
even
then Dad is
on.
10th.
Teams
He's on
ASAP even
LAB,
on.
I believe.
Oh, okay. And they are. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and then 20th would be Dank.
Stupid game.
All right, so active is lost trivia over 8. So close, so many times, but alas. All right, so then our new segment for today, Ghost isn't here to do his, but I ordered some random returned items inspired by Kelpa's stream
Oh my
last
god.
week.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna see what they are.
Are you kidding me right now?
Hear that lovely crinkle noise? That's a package. We're gonna paint a picture with words.
Bro, how the hell is Holden Gate not number 1 in any stat, but they're 19 points ahead of 2nd place? I don't understand this. They're so dominant. What the hell? Jesus Christ.
Ooh, so the first thing in my box of returns is a do-rag, which I would probably give to one of my students.
I'm gonna give a Durac to one of your students.
Yeah, well, they'll actually use it.
Fair enough.
Um, and then we've got, ooh, what's this? Diamond art painting steps. It's like a little kit to do some painting. This looks like fun.
Are you gonna do painting?
That I will do. I'll do some painting. That sounds relaxing. I'm gonna need that because it's the end of the quarter and I've got a lot of grading to do. All right, and then finally, our last item. It was only supposed to have 2, but it has 3 here. We've got a returned mail.
Smalley?
There's a box inside the bag. Ooh, amazing. I've got some Arc Natural Cream, protection against radiation dermatitis.
Okay. Radiation?
Yes, it is a cancer care solution.
Ah.
I will find a local hospital to possibly give this to make sure that it is used by somebody who needs it.
That is one of
Super exciting. Almost as exciting as Hjelpa's iPhone 7 case.
what I am so proud of you. Out of all of the unboxings, this was certainly one of them.
Indeed. And then hopefully next week we can be rejoined by Ghost,
I doubt it.
since he also does have some random items to unbox.
I despise you. I despise everything about this. I
And
think
I
is
I
a
offered you some random items to unbox, and you said no
wait. You did when?
last week, and you said you didn't want to have to explain it to your family getting random stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explain to my family why I'm getting a do-rag, a Diamond Art Crest kit, and a
But you could get
radiation
you
dermatitis
could
cream for
get
cancer.
anything. You could get
Okay,
anything.
that's the problem. It could be anything.
Could be anything.
That's the problem. That is the issue. I have
That's
no
the
idea what
fun.
I'm getting. It's not fun. It's not fun when you have to explain to your
It's
parents.
it
It's
is
not fun.
so much fun.
It's not even my parents. It's my cousins. Imagine my cousins ending up, hey, why do you have cancer cream? You have cancer? Are you
Anyway,
not telling us? And I'm like, oh, I'm just, it's just for fun.
a
My friends send me
a
these things.
message
What's
from
wrong?
Ghost. Ghost says active bad.
Stupid,
Anyway,
stupid
GG's.
idea. No, shut
It's
up,
been
Ghost.
a good
No,
night,
no,
and
no,
I
no.
have
I'm not having this slander from someone who can't even show up for a podcast that he made. Ghost, you can go.
all right. So active's been muted and deafened. But it's been a great podcast. I need to get to bed so I can do work tomorrow, somewhat competently. But GG's. I'll get this up to YouTube tomorrow, and have a good day.